Good afternoon, Americans. This is your favorite alien speaking on Tuesday, May 28th. Well, it's a nice day. It got a scorcher here in Atlanta. Uh, you know, it's been a scorcher, but it's nice and breezy today. I have to answer a few of your emails today. Boy, that was fast. I guess, my friend Bubba's around looking for his uh, friend, the Blue Jay. He hasn't shown up this afternoon. But getting back to the emails, I did a video earlier today on Senator Graham on the invasion of Venezuela. And I got emails from three different people that I'm going to share with you. Actually, there were like 20 so far, anyway. I'll probably get some more. Number one is, who are you trying to say that we're going to invade Venezuela? And the other one said, hey, what do you mean, invade Venezuela? And the third one says, what kind of a nukampook are you? Well, I won't give their names online. Well, I'll take that back. To the first one, who said, who you think you are going to invade Venezuela? Why should we? This is for Lisa Miller. Miss Miller, I didn't say that. That's your Senator Graham. If you have any comments on that part, you direct them to Senator Graham's office. He's the one that said, we gotta invade Venezuela. Okay. And for Bob Richardson. Hi, Bob. Who said, what nincompoop are you? Well, I'm not a smart guy, but in a sense, I think I'm smarter than your senator who says, we gotta invade Venezuela. And do you know what kind of mess you do if you invade Venezuela? Venezuela's a big country. You know, it's, I would say, at par with, like 3/4 the size of Texas. You know, and that's pretty big. Panama, on the other end, you could fit like 10 Panamas in Venezuela. Anyway. And yeah, Venezuela has not had a good marriage with democracy. It's been off again, on again. You know, like the love affairs that you probably have with your girlfriends, off here, on there. Well, that's what Venezuela and democracy have been. Military juntas here, military juntas there. And like I said, the worst one was probably the Marcos Perez Jimenez back in the 1950s, because he's the one that, like I said, your Vice President Tricky Dicky was over there on a state visit, and the Venezuelans almost killed him. I mean, literally, he had to get out of there with his life, and that was I'm not making this up. Look at your go in and look at all the newspapers at the time. Forget what year it was. It was 57, 56, somewhere around in there. Anyway, he was representing President Eisenhower, and Venezuela had just got a big agreement with the Jimenez thing earlier, like 52, 53, somewhere in there, with the Exxon Corporation and Mobil. Remember, it was Esso in those days, not Exxon. Anyway, well, that made a lot of money for Mr. Jimenez, and like I said, he had the idea of, we'll give it to the society and the public, it'll trickle down, and I believe that's where Ronald Reagan got his trickle-down economics, because Jimenez started that back in that time. It cost him because they threw him out in 58, and the people were so mad, and when Vice President Tricky Dicky went over there, he picked a bad time to do that. And it irked relations between the United States and Venezuela for the rest of the 50s, all through the 1960s. And in 1973, well, you guys who were around there, the teenagers and above, know that the price went from 60 cents to $1 something a gallon, courtesy of your friends the ragheads, like Saudi Arabia, yeah, Iran, those guys there. Uh, OPEC, as you call them. Well, Venezuela was not a member of OPEC at the time, so the United States decided that, hey, we'll get that, and they gave the Venezuelan company rights to the United States that they could refine gas here in the States and do that as a United States company, subsidiary to them, and call it Citgo. Citgo! Yeah, that's where Citgo comes in. So Citgo came in and they started gas station after gas station after gas station, and they really made a killing in the late 70s and early 80s. And Venezuela ripped up the money. I mean, whoa. Venezuelans' economy swelled because remember, oil prices, I mean, in Panama, it was already $2 and something cents before the 1973. We almost hit $5 over there in the 70s. And you guys were griping about $1. So you see, this is where I'm coming from. Personal experience and knowing the history of Venezuela. So this is what I'm saying. You got to talk to your Senator Graham and say, what do you want to invade Venezuela for? Really? I don't see where he's going to do that because he's going to have a mess. The people, they don't like the Americans very much because they get a bad taste of the 1950s. I mean, in Panama, you invaded them not once, but twice. 64 in the riots and 89. And you still go to Panama and you still have a good time. Well, Venezuela's going to be terrible because you got terrorists over there. Big time. And you got Colombians, terrorists, that go into the border. Because the border is very shallow between Venezuela and Colombia. So the Americans would have a heck of a time trying to invade Venezuela and deal with it. Because you're dealing with other outside interferences. Would you like that? It'll be like going to Iraq. Or better still, Afghanistan with all the, or even Vietnam with the Viet Cong. Remember them? Well, that's what you're going to get in Venezuela if you do that. This is your favorite alien signing off saying, just go to Senator Graham and say, stop saying going to invade Venezuela. See you later. Bye.